Out of the thousands of liberal makeup gurus that there are on YouTube, why not start a conservative channel with conservative looks? And anybody can really create this look. You don't necessarily have to be a conservative, but I mean, it's nice to be able to watch a YouTube video and just also align your morals and your political views with the person who you're watching. So if you guys are following me on IG, don't forget to link up with me. I'll leave all of the details down below on how you can keep in touch with me via social media. Thank you so much for watching. I feel like I'm gonna fly away with these things in my eyes. So yes, I had to zoom in. I already put my primer on and I used my Too Faced Hangover Replenishing Face Primer. It looks like this. I've been really ride or die for this primer because it makes my face feel a combination of moisturized and just tacky enough that whatever I lay on top of it will be like foundation. I'm going to take my blender ball, and it was already kind of damp. I just sprayed it with some Kakadu Plum and Lily Pilly Skin Juice. I don't know, it's from Australia. I got this from Marshall's. It smells amazing. I actually always spray my face with it. And I really like to spray my blender balls with it because it just makes everything nice and juicy. I keep doing that sound effect today. 10-Hour Wear Perfection Foundation. But before we do that, I should probably go ahead and prime the eyeball. I'm just using my tried and true Matte Prep and Prime 24-Hour Extend Eye Base. Set this on top of the lid and I take it underneath also. The skin around the eyes are really, really thin. They're also very sensitive. So hydration, hydration, hydration. Most people really get wrinkly and dark around here, and makeup can break the skin down in those areas. But if you go in with a hydrating kind of skin routine, I want to say you'll be in the safe wheelhouse. Anyway, I like this Prep and Prime because it makes my lids feel like they're primed, but it also feels like I'm applying lotion at the same time. I'm just going to put some of this foundation on the back of my hand to warm it up. I'm in the shade Matte Tan Bronze, number 35. So while this is warming up on my hand, I have a whole lot of areas to conceal. In my face, I have blemishes here, in this area. Really what it boils down to with conservative women in their makeup is that you're just accentuating your features. So while this foundation is sitting on my hand and warming up, I'm going to conceal my problem areas. And this is what I'm using today. It's a Pro Conceal and Correct palette. I'm going to stay within these two guys, and I'm going to just place it over my blemishes like so, like so. Here. Really, I want to say this isn't necessarily setting spray, but it's like facial spray, but I use it to set my face all the time. If you have setting spray, this is probably what you want to do, just to melt the product that we just used into your skin. And then we're going to go in with our foundation. My body temperature has warmed it up quite a bit. It's one of the things about me. I am not one of those people who enjoys putting cold foundation on their face. But I am one of these people where I like to conceal my brow because they're really, really dark. And then I'm going to build them out later. Beauty blender time! Actually, not a beauty blender. This is a Real Technique sponge. Can I just say that I never thought in a million years I would find another dupe that's just as amazing as the beauty blender. But Real Techniques has stepped up. I want to get underneath the eye. What I love about it so much is not only the shape, but I mean, it's just so amazing. It really moves my product around, and it's so big. So big that it covers like a nice amount of your face. So it really does most of the work for you. The next part of complexion for me is my concealer. It's this Bright Future Gel Serum Concealer by Sephora. And it's in the shade Cream Caramel. And what I've been doing lately, guys, I have not been taking my concealer all the way across. And I'll just tell you why. I'm gonna keep it real. It's not necessary. You know, this whole V thing is what our lovely drag friends have done when they are trying to get into character. Drag is a hyperbole. And what they are doing is they are over accentuating feminine features. And because men don't really have those feminine features, they weren't necessarily born with it, they draw all over their face. They highlight their features, they contour to make things look and appear slimmer than what they are. So taking your concealer all the way over isn't necessary. You can stop right here and just blend it in. And I promise you, you'll get the same effect. I mean, look at how much concealer you save. Not taking your concealer all the way down and then all the way up again. Because I do want to brighten it up just a little bit underneath my eye, I'm going to take this matte corrector pen and I'm going to go over the same places I did earlier. Really concentrating it at the sides of my nose. And I really want to make sure this is absorbed into my skin. So I'm going to take my facial spray. Whew, it's unbelievable how good that stuff smells. Because I don't want that to crease during the day, I'm going to set under my eyeball. Dip just the pointed end of my Real Technique sponge into that powder. Look at how it perfectly fits underneath my eye. And that's as clear of a complexion as we're going to get today. So I'm going to move on to my brows. I have to correct years of plucking. So I go in with a pencil, any kind of brow pencil that you have. And I feather in the places that are really, really sparse. And I'm going to add some symmetry to my brows by just creating some lines underneath. Then I take something like this that I started out with earlier and I just blend it out. Now it's time to clean up and go over the brow. Okay, so the brows are done. So I am priming my eyes right about now with the same pen because it's a Prep and Prime pen. Prep and Prime pen is the bomb. I prime with it, I correct with it, I use it as concealer, I do everything with this thing. So I got this maybe a year ago. It's Judy time. There's a YouTuber by the name of Judy, I guess, and she partnered up with Pixie. So, do they have names? The Snowflake, and this is Honey Bear. And I'm just going to take a really fluffy blender brush. The bigger the brush, the more work it does for you. What it really boils down to is just finding some really bomb crease shades and just sticking with those. My style has just switched up, and I don't necessarily feel like I want to wear wings. I don't want to do neon eyeballs. And I'm working it into my crease. Yeah. Windshield wiper motions and circular motions just to dust the color around. Now I'm going to take a smaller blending brush and I'll just show you what I mean by that. You can see the difference in size. This one is a bit more dense. So this is the smaller one we're going to use. This is the one that I always like to start out with because it distributes more of the color. These two shades, mix them together to have a happy baby. I'm going to concentrate this is right in the outer V. Just right here, and then I'm going to take it over. So you just want to make sure whatever two colors that you use, one has to be lighter and the other has to be maybe 2 to 3 more shades darker. They have to be kind of in the same family. These are cooler browns, I feel like. Brown eyeshadow is just so complimentary, especially if you just smoke it out a bit. You can take a daytime smoky eye to nighttime real quick. If you could just have a quad of browns in your makeup bag or in your purse, you're good. Now I'm just going to take this brush that we started off with and I'm going to go over just a little bit. I have an angled brush and I'm just going to dip it into this shade called Aw Snap. I'm going to drag it very close to my lash line. You can drag it if you have a steady hand, or you can just gently tap. I'm getting some fallout. I'm going to use some of this black just to go over it a bit because it's not showing up. Yeah, that's about it. So I switched brushes because I found that this one was a little better. It's a C-curve eyeshadow brush by Ruby Kisses. And it's like this. It's really dense and fluffy, but it gives you a really nice line if you go in with your liner. I'm going to go back in with that brown that I first started with, and I'm going to drag it underneath. And I'm just going to add some mascara to my bottom lash. I'm using the Shell Frost by Makeup Art Cosmetics, and it is something like a cream consistency. I'm going to put it on the tip of my nose and on the bridge, just right there. You watch other tutorials on YouTube, they usually go down the nose with the contour and all that other stuff, but I skip that part when it comes to like day makeup because I just don't feel like I need it. What I like to do is I make sure that my brow here is connected to this patch of skin here. So it's like, this is my C, I call it my lover's C, the C of love. That's where I apply my highlight. And then I give my face a bath again. Now it's time for blush. I use just very little blush, and I'm using it from this palette right here. This is my Sephora Wonderful Stars palette. It came out last Christmas. And if you can tell, I make sure just the very, very tip meets my skin. I don't want to push blush into my cheek. I want to gently fan it across the skin. I'm actually happy with the way that looks. Looks like I've been pinched just a little bit. And if you went in too heavy-handed with that blush, that happens. Don't worry, because you have a beauty sponge, and you just take whatever side has that foundation on it and you just pat it into the skin. Next, I am going to line my lips. I overdraw because I don't really have a top lip, so. If you were blessed with lips like Angelina, you don't have to do that. One of my favorite lipsticks of all time is by Makeup Art Cosmetics. It's in the shade Kinda Sexy, and it looks like this. It's just the best nude pinky brown that I've ever found on the market. And it is a matte finish, but it's very, very creamy. And I'm going to go in with a gloss. This is by Sephora. It's called Colorful Gloss Balm. And it's in the shade Nude Attitude, number 21. I'm just going to add it to the center of my lip. And at the top, because that's where I need the most dimension. This cream frost, the shell frost that we used earlier, I'm going to put a little bit on my finger. Now, the only thing that's missing are the lashes. Yeah, so this is the finished look. Notice that we did not contour at all. Most of the lovely conservative women that I follow, they would wear something very, very similar to this. This is also really appropriate for the workplace. I don't have a job anymore where I can just walk in with wings and weird stuff going on. We've kind of grown up around here. We're not spring chickens anymore. Now I'll be bringing you some other looks on this channel that a bit similar to this, but it might take you just a smidge less time to achieve. I don't usually contour, but when I do, I have this really insane regimen that one day I'll show you guys, hopefully, if you guys want to see that. I can be really heavy-handed with the contour underneath the foundation, but then I have this other way that I achieve really chiseled cheekbones, and it doesn't require contouring at all. It's kind of similar to my Bridesmaids video that I've recorded on this channel already, where I go in with a cream blush and then I build out the cheek by layering foundation on top and just creating angles. But yeah, this is a look that is really achievable for the day-to-day. It doesn't require that many products. It really doesn't. To me, it's not exactly high maintenance, but it's not low maintenance either. It's somewhere in between. It's just sitting dead smack in the middle of that spectrum, just hanging out there. The lashes give it a va-va-voom. If I didn't have time to put on lashes, I would probably just coat my own lashes with mascara, and I bet you this look will come out just as beautiful if you did that. This is the mascara that I used today, the Colossal Spider Effect. I don't really have a favorite lash mascara anymore. I use whatever's on sale because sometimes I feel like I'm buying the same thing, it just has a different name. Don't you guys hate that feeling when you walk into a drugstore and you feel like, I bought this already, this just has a different name? Ugh, I know I do. Anyway, I hope you guys like this tutorial. It was really easy to achieve. And yeah, I hope you guys appreciate the way this channel will be switching lanes and bringing you more conservative inspired looks. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow me on Instagram if you're not already at Jasmine Contours. See ya. Bye.